Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. How about yourself, buddy?
I am doing wonderful. We are here at the USA International Speedway with the Regal Promotions Esports 360 Sprint Car Series for the Swan City Showdown. Drivers are in the drivers' meeting sponsored by Admin Box. They are the sponsor for every drivers' meeting for RPES. They're designed by iRacers for iRacers. Admin Box ensures seamless race control and efficient event management, keeping the focus on the action. Don't forget to use the code RPE-sports-box with two X's to save 10% on your next order. Visit Admin Box to learn more and take your race day experience to the next level. Just about a minute left in practice. Like I said, drivers meeting going on currently. We're going to show the points real quick. Current standings after week one last week at the Volusia Speedway. Bowen Smith, Richie Gaines, Braden Donaldson, Trevor Royer, and Gavin Chatham. Your top five separated by under 30 points. So good points battle going to be brewing all season long here in this 360 Sprint Car division. And we have a great field, it looks like, tonight, Tim. Signed in over 30 entries tonight.
Yeah, we got big field tonight. We got a couple returners from last season.
Yeah, a couple returnals, a couple faces that we didn't see last week at Volusia. Caden Berry is signed in for action here tonight, and a handful of others as well for race two. Also, up for grabs is $10 to win tonight. So drivers vying for that. Of course, the point fund at the end of the season. First place in the point championship gets $150 and a championship trophy. Second place, $100 and a trophy. Third place, $75 and a trophy at the end of the season. And they pay out all the way to the top 10, who would get $20. So those drivers really have something to battle for as the season rolls along. But without further ado, we are going to roll into our qualifying session here tonight. We'll keep an eye on a couple of the drivers as they make their way out onto the speedway. A handful of them are on the track now. Jack Anderson, he was one of the quicker cars in the practice session. Richie Gaines, Willie Cuddy, Scott Thomason, Stephen Metcalf, Brian Kling, Nick Larry, Ty Williams, Joseph Groom, Joseph Truskowski, Dylan McKee, Jeremy Christensen, all on the racetrack at the same time. You'll see those times start to populate on the left-hand side of the screen. Jack Anderson working his first of two qualifying laps. Coming to complete lap one. Jack was able to turn an 18.85 in his first on the board for now. Richie Gaines an 18.96 is second on the board. Truskowski a 20.02. Willie Cuddy just went an 18.82, puts him to the top of the board. Is Jack able to improve here on lap number two? And does. An 18.69 puts him back to the top of the board for now. Trevor Royer just completed his first lap. Went to P2 on the board at an 18.72. Again, about the rest of the field is also on the racetrack now for their qualifying effort. I'm going to watch Trevor Royer complete his second lap. Lap two complete for Trevor. It does pick up nicely at 18.65. It goes to P1 on the board. Caden Berry in some different colors here tonight. Coming around to start his qualifying effort. All the way up, a little bit in the loose stuff in 1 and 2, getting the momentum up on that race car. Braden Donaldson in 1870, Mason Hannigan, 1871, they're third and fourth on the board. Dustin Sargent just went to 12th at an 1891. Barry completes lap number one. He goes to quick time at an 1856 on lap number one. Ryan Sheet in 1862 puts him second. Bowen Smith in 1864 is third now. Caden completes his second lap. Was he able to pick up? No, a touch slower lap 2, but he's going to take that 18:56. Chase Porter, one of the final cars to qualify. Jimbo Rooney completing his second lap. Porter completes his first of 2 laps and goes 19th on the board with an 18:88. Jimbo Rooney just finished his qualifying effort with an 18:79, 11th quick for him. Chase Porter across the line to complete his second lap as the time expires, so he's going to keep that 18:88. Caden Berry going to be our quick time tonight with an 18:56. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our first heat race of the night, thanks to Right Rear Racing. Be sure to tune in and catch all the excitement live streamed on their YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube for more action. Again, that's Right Rear Racing sponsoring our first heat of the night. Front row of this heat, it's going to be Justin Osborne and Mason Hannigan. Row number 2 is going to be Landon Cardoza and Caden Berry. Row 3 will be Stephen Metcalf and Nick Larry. Row 4 is going to be Brian Kling and Gary Mansberger. Row number 5 is going to have one driver. That'll be Joseph Truskowski. If you're wondering why Caden Berry is starting in the 4th spot, we have a 4-car invert this season. So even though he was our quick time tonight, he's going to start 4th outside of row number 2 in that 112 machine. All right, Tim, we are ready to get some racing action underway. As always, I like to rely on you for the magic number with that cheat sheet in hand to know who transfers directly into the feature.
It is showing we are going to take 4 to the feature. The top 4 will go to the feature.
All right. Invert of 4, top 4 to the feature. All right. Pace truck is off. Justin Osborne wastes no time. He steps on the gas as soon as the truck peeled away. A green flag is in the air. We're underway in Heat Race 1. Osborne, Hannigan, Cardoza, Berry, single file for now. Berry may take a peek to the inside of Cardoza and does as they work through 3 and 4 for the first time. Berry going to slot up in front of Cardoza and pick up one spot into the top 3. Hannigan, meanwhile, looks like he's trying to work over the 14 machine of Osborne, Tim.
Yeah, he looked to the inside last lap. He's going to look to the inside one more time. He's going to look to slide up. Is that our Osborne got up into the wall? I wonder if that gave him a little momentum deduction as Mason Hannigan hard into the wall himself out of 2.
Drivers trying to find out different lanes to use to try to get around this USA International Speedway. Justin Osborne losing a little time to Hannigan is now fallen into the clutches of Caden Berry as Berry takes a peek to the inside through 1 and 2. Osborne uses that cushion to his advantage to put a little bit of a gap between himself and Caden Berry. And then Cardoza closes up on the right, on the rear tail tank, of Caden Berry as they work out a turn 4 to cross flags at the stripe. Cardoza now makes a move to the inside with a slide job through 1 and 2.
Berry slides right back in front of Cardoza. The top 4, those are your transferees. Oh my goodness, I don't know what happened there.
A little bit of contact.
Cardoza lost the top wing. He's got no steering. He lost the top wing on my screen and then immediately made contact with Berry.
Yeah, really close battling there between Caden Berry and Landon Cardoza. Unfortunately, I think steering was, like you said, Tim, was broken on Cardoza's machine. Meanwhile, Mason Hannigan has pulled out to a 1.7-second advantage over the 14 machine of Justin Osborne, who has company. Caden Berry has caught him with a great run out of turn number 4. Has to take a peek to the inside as they take the white flag one more time around. Berry going to take a peek to the inside, potentially. Now going to look to the outside. Osborne down low. Berry going to use the cushion through 3 and 4, but back up front. Mason Hannigan crosses the line to win Heat 1. Presented by Right Rear Racing. Justin Osborne holds on for second. Caden Berry will be third, and Stephen Metcalf comes across the line in that fourth and final transfer spot. Nick Larry, Brian Kling, Gary Mansberger, Joseph Truskowski, and Landon Cardoza relegated to the consolation race here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 2, and that's going to be presented by No Coast Customs. They're your go-to for high-quality wraps, custom designs, and eye-catching graphics. Whether you're turning your car into a showpiece or enhancing your league's branding, No Coast Customs brings your vision to life. Join their Discord or find them on Facebook today. Row number 1 is going to be at Dean Reynolds in the 279 and Josh Whiteman in the 24. Row 2 will be Jack Burke in the 117 and Ryan Sheet in the 110. Row 3 is going to be Brandon Matson in the 21 and Dakota Osborne in the 079. Row 4 is going to be Matt Hinkle in the 1 and Ty Williams in the 116. Row 5 is going to have one driver. That'll be Joseph Groom in the 11. Also want to give a shout out to Derek's Action Photos as they are the Start Zone sponsor tonight. They capture every thrilling moment on the track. Derek's Action Photos guarantees you'll get the best shots of your favorite drivers, whether it's high-speed action, pit moments, or the excitement of the Start Zone. Dean Reynolds rolls into the Derek's Action Photos Start Zone, gets the green flag. We're underway in Heat 2, Tim.
Yeah, Dean Reynolds got a great launch. He's out and away as you're going to have that 24 machine. He's looking to the inside. He's looking to go 2 for 1. Josh Whiteman all the way to the inside. He's still there. Not enough momentum. Maybe a little wheelie off the exit. A little bit of a showboat right there. As he squeezes Ryan Sheet in that 110.
Oh!
Oh, they make contact.
Sheet's got broken suspension.
Squeezed by. He takes over the 3rd place position.
As we got a yellow.
Yeah, I was just saying. Osborne will take over the 3rd place position.
Yellow flag brought out. I believe it's going to be Ryan Sheet there as there was that heavy contact between him and the 24. As they worked out of turn 2, you'll see the squeeze right here. Sheet, heavy contact into the outside wall. The 24 doing a wheelie. Osborne just able to squeeze by on the inside, and there's the damage to Sheet as he just brings the car to a stop on the back straightaway. .618 Engraving, our caution sponsor tonight. Every caution flag, fastest lap, and B-main. Tonight's proudly presented by 618 Engraving and Design. Whether you need custom hats, koozies, or cutting boards, 618 Engraving and Design delivers precision craftsmanship. For any event, visit them online to explore their incredible custom products. Tell you what, can't say enough with Regal Promotions Esports bringing in the sponsorship that they do for these series. It's awesome to see and gives these drivers something to race for each and every week, especially with the championship prizes at the end of the season. Without further ado, Dean Reynolds steps on the gas. We are back underway in Heat 2. Now 2 laps complete. It's going to be Reynolds, Burke, Osborne, and Williams, the top 4, with Matson, Hinkle, Groom, Whiteman, Sheet on the outside looking in. Single file at least through the top 5. Now Matson takes a peek to the inside of Ty Williams, and Dakota Osborne. Almost thought we were going to have a 2-for-1. There's more contact
Oh,
out of
my
2,
goodness.
and he is on his lid, and it
Oh,
collects a
no.
couple other cars as one machine. I think that's Hinkle. Matt Hinkle ended up in the infield, flipping down the back straightaway. Crazy contact there out of turn 2. So far, turn 2 has been the trouble spot. Here's the one machine of Hinkle. Slow things down. You see the Calamity in front of him. He's throttled up, trying to get to the inside as quickly as possible. Get some help from behind from the 24 wheelies, and the one machine hard into the inside wall. Flips over that and into the infield goes Matt Hinkle. Hinkle, Matson, Whiteman, Williams, all with pretty significant contact here in this second caution of Heat 2.
Matt, can you get an onboard of the, I think it's the 110 machine.
Of Ryan Sheet?
Yeah.
I believe we can. We'll have to find it here. As I know he was behind. He was tailing this.
Yeah,
as you see what's happening up in front of him. This is on board with Ryan Sheet in the 110. There's the one machine trying to avoid it, the 24 right there as well. And I'm telling you, the seas just parted ever so slightly for Ryan Sheet in the 110 machine as he was able to work his way through. Wow. That's what we call rec vision, folks, at home, is making it through something like that with just ample enough space on either side of you to get through unscathed.
That's scary. That's a scary feeling.
It absolutely is. And as a driver in the sim, you often wonder, how on earth you made it through there. But it just so happened that the seas parted just right. Sheet was able to squeeze through. He's just on the outside looking in the 5th position behind Joseph Groom, who now holds on to that final transfer spot here in Heat 2. Dean Reynolds, Jack Burke, Dakota Osborne, still the top 3. Matson and Hinkle and also Williams able to rejoin and tag the back of the Heat drivers here. They fire back away. Dean Reynolds leads us now at the halfway point. 4 complete, 4 to go. Keep an eye on the battle for the transfer. Groom challenged the inside by Sheet. There's the 24 machine of Josh Whiteman. They are all over the 11 of Groom. Now Sheet looks to the inside, may try to slide up in front of him on exit. As Groom, using the momentum on the outside, challenges back down the front straightaway. Now Sheet's going to slide up in front of Groom in the 11, and will complete that pass and move into the final transfer spot. Up front, Jack Burke, Dean Reynolds, side by side for the lead, Tim.
Yeah, the 17 got to the inside. He's there. He's going to look to slide all the way up. That's Jack Burke in the 117. He's showing the 17 just on the paint scheme there as he looks to check out Dean Reynolds, and he got loose a little bit. Jack Burke got a little loose. He was able to maintain just enough. As we just took the white flag, it's going to be the last lap here as they all roll through 3 and 4. Jack Burke is going to win this heat. It's going to be Dean Reynolds 2nd, Dakota Osborne 3rd, Ryan Sheet 4th.
Yes, sir. Those would be the 4 transfer cars. Ty Williams, Joseph Groom, Brandon Matson, Matt Hinkle, Josh Whiteman will be relegated to the consolation race here in just a little while. We've now set 8 cars to start our main event tonight. We're going to get ready to start Heat 3 and set another 4 cars. Heat race number 3 brought to you by Elevated TV. As we approach the final laps of tonight's race, the White Flag and Heat Race 3 are proudly presented by Elevated TV. Whether you're looking for in-depth driver interviews or full event coverage, Elevated TV elevates your viewing experience. Be sure to tune in for exclusive race content and take your race night to the next level. Find them on Facebook and YouTube for all the action. On row number 1 of Heat 3 is going to be Dustin Sargent and Jimbo Rooney. Row 2, Jack Anderson and Bowen Smith. Row number 3 is going to be Chase Porter and Richie Gaines. And row 4 is going to be John Klimowitz and Ethan Milway. And I'm going to get a quick reset on our timing and scoring. Tim, how about you get us going here for Heat Race 3?
Alrighty. We're going to have the 77 machine, Dustin Sargent. He's going to look to lead heat number 3, as I believe we're going to have one more pace lap. No, he fires Dustin Sargent off and away. He gets a great launch over the rest of the pack, as we're going to have the 24 machine of Jack Anderson. He's going to take over that second place position. Then the 012 up into the wall. Up in the wall just slightly. Just that right rear was rubbing against that wall. He's going to maintain third. That's Bowen Smith. And then you're going to have Jimbo Rooney, who's going to round out the 4 transfers, and you're going to have Chase Porter all the way to the inside, slides right up. Rooney back to the inside.
Oh!
They make contact, hard contact.
Somehow, Tim, they're going to continue going, but I know Rooney and Porter have some heavy damage to their machines. As Rooney up into the outside wall. Back up front, Jack Anderson slides Dustin Sargent for the lead. As now 3 laps complete, 5 to go. Anderson, Sargent, Smith, the top 3. You can throw them under a blanket. Then a little bit of a gap back now to Richie Gaines, who's holding that final transfer spot, and he's got a good advantage back to Milwayne in the 37. All the 012 of Bowen Smith thought about trying to shoot around the outside of Sargent as he left the door open the last time around. I think Sargent got into the wall a little bit. Bowen Smith's going to try to use that to his advantage. Sargent trying a couple different lines. Bowen Smith staying him into the top. As I say that, he turns underneath the 77 machine of Dustin Sargent and put Bowen Smith to the second position, right behind leader Jack Anderson. As Anderson really loose out of 4 that time. Jack Anderson rolls the outside once again through 3 and 4. It's going to get the white flag for 1 lap to go. Anderson, Smith, Sargent, Gaines. As long as Gaines avoids any catastrophe, he will be the final transfer car. Last time through 3 and 4. Jack Anderson in that 124 machine is going to win Heat 3, presented by Elevated TV. Bowen Smith will be second, third. Dustin Sargent, fourth, is going to be Richie Gaines. Ethan Milwayne will be fifth. John Klimowitz will be sixth. Chase Porter will be seventh. And Jimbo Rooney in the 8th position there in our third heat. Those drivers, 5th through 8th, will be relegated to the consolation race. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our 4th heat of the night. On the front row is going to be Ty Dickinson in the 67 and Willie Cuddy in the 23. Row number 2 is going to be Braden Donaldson in the 94 and Trevor Royer in the 90. Row 3 is going to be Scott Thomason in the 6 and flying Fred Hoffman in the 13. And row number 4 is going to be Jeremy Christensen in the 16 and Dylan McKee in the 12. As the field begins to roll around for 1 pace lap, Do want to give a shout out to Third Party Gaming here tonight. As the green flag waves to start tonight's race, we are proud to welcome Third Party Gaming as the official green flag sponsor of Regal Promotions Esports. With over 2 years of experience in the iRacing industry, Third Party Gaming has established itself as a trusted provider of high-quality racing and competitive divisions. But that's not all. They also host thrilling tournaments for games like Rocket League and more. Be sure to follow Third Party Gaming across your favorite social media platforms to stay updated on the latest events, offers, and more. Into the Derek's action photo start zone. Green flag in the air in heat 4. Dickinson out to the early advantage. Oh, as he actually gets a little bump from Braden Donaldson, and that's going to stack things up through 3 and 4. Dickinson, oh man, we have catastrophe, Tim.
Yeah, it's a parking lot brawl here at the Walmart Supercenter.
Unfortunately, I thought Dickinson got through 1 and 2 a little better than that, and I think he got a little tight, maybe a little loose on the exit of turn 2, and it just stacked up the whole field. As we're going to take a look back, slow things down. There's the checkup happening. There's the 23, the 6, the 24. You see just at the left-hand side of the screen getting into the 67 of Dickinson. Trevor Royer, nowhere to go, getting involved. There's Fred Hoffman actually going up and over as he made contact with Royer. The 12 machine, that's Dylan McKee going for a spin as well. A little bit of chaos here to start heat race number 4. But I tell you, Tim, that's going to hand the lead over to the 23 of Willie Cuddy, and Jeremy Christensen's going to follow right behind him as he was starting in the last row of the heat. Then Braden Donaldson will be scored in the 3rd position. And Fred Hoffman 4th now. Trevor Royer in the 5th spot as he was able to get repaired and head back out. Same for Fred Hoffman and Braden Donaldson. Dylan McKee in the 12 will be in position 6. Then Ty Dickinson in the 67, who had to head in for service, and he's rejoined the field. And Scott Thomason is still in the pit lane for service in his number 6.
Yeah, big change of scenery for the top 4, even top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we talked about some drivers heading into the pit road. Dirt Series Promotions sponsors the pit road here with Regal Promotions Esports. They have built a solid reputation as a leader in high-quality racing, offering a range of competitive divisions like the ever-popular Dirt Late models. Be sure to check them out for some of the best racing action on the sim. Facebook, you can search Dirt Series Promotions, and the website at www.dirt-series.com. Green flag back in the air. Willie Cuddy leads the way into turn 1 with the good advantage. Back to Jeremy Christensen, and it is stacked up once again. Christensen, McKee, Ty Dickinson, and Fred Hoffman get together and go for a spin. And Dickinson's on the side. Is he going to get onto his wheels? No, lands on his lid. Will have to tow into the work area. So the top 4 running order has shaken up once again. Willie Cuddy, Braden Donaldson, Jeremy Christensen. There's Trevor Royer, a part of that. Dylan McKee in there as well. As only 2 laps have been complete. Coming across the line to complete lap 3.
Looks like these drivers have found something out on the inside portion of the track as Royer slides up. He's going to take over the 3rd place position. But Braden Donaldson, he shot out of a rocket on the bottom. Oh my God, so did Royer. He went all the way from the outside. Oh my goodness.
What a run.
Threaded the needle.
Royer, I don't know if he's using the wall or what, but another fantastic run around the top through 1 and 2. He has almost evened himself up with Donaldson there in the 94. Let's see what happens out of turn 4.
Wow, he's flying.
Oh, as he has a little bit of a blink issue, but Donaldson's blinking as well. A top 2 blinking just a bit as Trevor Royer appears back on the screen in the lead. Donaldson second, then Scott Thomason, who was in the pit lane just a little bit ago, and Willie Cuddy fighting for his life to hold on to the final transfer spot with Dylan McKee and Jeremy Christensen right there behind him.
Royer was a half a second faster than Donaldson last lap. As he's up into the wall, he loses the top wing. It's back.
Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, Royer is not letting that wall alone for sure. Donaldson trying to hold on to the second spot. Scott Thomason just using the bottom there in the third position, and Cuddy still holding on to the fourth spot. But out of turn number 4. What a run for Trevor Royer in Heat 4. Takes the checkered flag. Donaldson second, third to Thomason, fourth to Willie Cuddy. Dylan McKee, Jeremy Christensen, Ty Dickinson, and Fred Hoffman will be relegated to the consolation.
Wow.
Wow is right.
That's got to be move of the heat races right there. If I've ever seen one, that's got to be one right there.
I have to agree with you for sure, as I believe we are at our B main here tonight.
It's the C main here on the card here.
C main.
Oh, B main. B main number 1. Top 3 will advance straight to the main event.
All right, 618 Engraving and Design, again, the sponsor for the B main. Nick Larry, Ethan Milwain. Row number 1. Row 2 is going to be Brian Kling and John Klimowitz Jr. Row 3 will be Gary Mansberger and Chase Porter. Row 4, Joseph Truskowski and Jimbo Rooney. Row 5 is going to be Landon Cardoza in the 121. Didn't lapse the distance here. As the field begins to roll behind the pace truck. Also, earlier tonight, the drivers took part in a pill draw that was brought to you by Quero Studios, the mastermind behind our exciting pill draw bot in Discord, adding a unique level of excitement to many of our special events. Quero Studios also specializes in creating custom websites for your brand, whether you need a website upgrade or want to spice up your event. Quero Studios has you covered. Join their Discord or visit QueroStudios.com today. Nick Larry gets on the gas. We are underway. And it is side by side for the second spot as Brian Kling was able to clear the 37 of Milwain, put him to position 2. Milwain trying to hold on to position 3 from Gary Mansberger in the 86. And Mansberger actually looks to make it a 2-for-1 as he rolls the bottom into 3. As Brian Kling had a little bit of an issue down the back straightaway. Mansberger still looking to the inside. Does he slide up in front of Kling? Not this time. Kling may have gotten to the outside wall just a bit out of 2 and allows Mansberger to power back by on the inside. Look at Cardoza on into the top 3, Tim. Just in a couple laps as he was starting on the tail in this one.
Oh my. He's looking to dart back to the inside of that 2 machine of Brian Kling. He is going to go all the way to the inside. He's going to get the pass made as he sets his sights on Gary Mansberger. Landon Cardoza is not taking prisoners. He's going to look to take over that second place position. He's not going to settle in third. He wants that. He wants to go all the way to the front, I bet. As he's going to shoot out of turn 2. He's going to now put Nick Larry in the line of fire.
Absolutely. He just chopped about 0.3 of a second out of Larry's advantage the last time around. Here, Mansberger in the 86 is currently holding on to that final transfer spot. Brian Kling Jimbo Rooney on the outside looking in as here's Cardoza already taking a peek to the inside of Larry. Going to make that pass with 4 to go. Landon Cardoza from the back to the front in this one. Jimbo Rooney has passed Brian Kling. Brian Kling with an issue. Chase Porter now takes over the 5th spot. John Klimowitz, position 6. Landon Cardoza now using the inside line to stretch his advantage as it's over a second now. Mansberger has just about 7/10 of a second over Jimbo Rooney. You see him right there in the 27. Trying to chase down Mansberger. He has 2 more laps to do so. As Rooney is really eating that advantage to Mansberger as it's only a 2 car lengths as they work into turn 3. White flag in the air for Cardoza out front. Rooney with a move to the inside into 1 and 2. What a move by Jimbo Rooney. He's going to complete it. What's Mansberger going to try to do? Try to turn back underneath of him, but lost a ton of momentum. Jimbo Rooney into the 3rd and final transfer spot out of turn 4. Landon Cardoza wins. Nick Larry holds on for 2nd, and Jimbo Rooney with a great run to get into the top 3. Gary Mansberger, Chase Porter, John Klimowitz, Ethan Milwain, Joseph Truskowski, and Brian Kling are the non-transfer drivers, as there was an issue after the checkered flag with, I believe, Jimbo Rooney and I'm not sure the other driver that was involved in that.
Like Chase Porter in the 20.
We'll see what race control does with that as we go to B main number 2. Here, row number 1 is going to be Ty Williams in the 116 and Dylan McKee in the 12. Row 2 will be Joseph Groom in the 11 and Jeremy Christensen in the 16. Row 3 is going to be Brandon Matson in the 21 and Fred Hoffman in the 13. Row 4 is going to be Matt Hinkle in the 1 and Ty Dickinson there in the 67. And row 5 is going to be Josh Whiteman in the 24. So another 3 drivers just added in from the last B main. We're going to add another 3, I believe, from this one.
Yes, you are correct. We are taking 3. I apologize.
Ty Williams, Dylan McKee on the front row. Pace truck is off. Williams waits just a little longer than everybody else, but fires and gets a good run down the front straightaway into turn 1. Side by side for 2nd. Brandon Matson on the inside now takes a peek underneath Ty Williams. Dylan McKee is going to try to hold on to the 3rd spot, working the outside. Matson using the bottom with kind of a power move down the back straightaway. Challenges Ty Williams to the inside.
Yeah, it's like one of those Mario Kart boosts down on the inside. Just seems like that inside is just
Dylan
so
McKee
quick.
Got into the outside wall and might have suspension problems on his machine and does. Dylan McKee's going to struggle with the handling as the right front is broken on his machine. Top 3 is held by Josh Whiteman there in the 24. Matt Hinkle on the outside looking in.
Hey, Josh Whiteman, he started shotgun on the field. Where did he come from?
Absolutely. Top 3 bound, and I think he's going to be looking for more as there's still 7 laps to go in this B main.
Right now, it's going to be Josh Whiteman looking to make the pass for 2nd on Ty Williams. Looks like Whiteman got a little loose out of 4. He's going to roll up on the top side as he's going to possibly power around, but that inside just launches so much better on the exits, especially out of 2.
Yeah, no kidding. top sides might have slicked off a little bit too much. Looks like most of the drivers have moved down to the inside. Matson made it work early on and has continued to run down low in his 21 machine. Now as I look back, Whiteman tried to cushion through 3 and 4. Didn't gain too much on Williams in front of him as the yellow flag is displayed.
Oh.
I believe Dylan McKee with an issue in the 12. We'll go back and take a look as he was continuing to make laps. We noted the right front issues on McKee as he worked into 3 and 4, and the car just lost complete steering and heavy contact and up and over for a wild ride, and he landed on his lid in the middle of 3 and 4. So Dylan McKee had to tow into the work area and is still there for service, as well as Fred Hoffman in the 13, also in the work area. Again, the updated top 3, Matson, Williams, Whiteman, as we still got 4 to go once we get back to the green flag.
You know what? The top 3 hated to see it because now it brings everyone back up.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a bunch of the field back up for this restart. Matt Hinkle, Jeremy Christensen, Joseph Groom will all be right there to try to pass either Whiteman, Williams, potentially. Anything can happen on these restarts. These drivers will be on their toes. As the lights are out on the pace truck. Pace truck peels away. Matson gets back on the gas. We're back underway. Now 3 laps to go. And Matt Hinkle is all over Whiteman, and there's contact. He's going to actually spin Whiteman around, and they tangle up in the 1 and 2. Both machines losing the top 3. And that puts Joseph Groom in the 11. In the final transfer spot as Christensen battles to the inside of him here with 2 to go, Tim.
Yeah, he's looking to make the pass. Is he? Not quite. He does. Joseph Groom to the 3rd place position.
Yeah, we take the white flag. Christensen's got 1 more lap to try and get around Groom in the 11, but Groom looks somewhat strong through 1 and 2. Back up front, Brandon Matson rolls the middle of 3 and 4. And down the front straightaway, Brandon Matson wins B-Main 2. Ty Williams will be 2nd. And Joseph Groom does hold on for the final transfer spot. Jeremy Christensen, Josh Whiteman, Matt Hinkle, Dylan McKee, Ty Dickinson, and Fred Hoffman will not race in the feature tonight. What a turn of events there as Whiteman and Hinkle got together there after the restart. 5 minutes go on the warm-up clock for these drivers while they are fine-tuning their cars for the start of the feature. We're going to step aside and get a word from our sponsors. We will be right back.
He's only going to run.
You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, everybody, welcome back into the Buckeye Racing Network. We want to thank our sponsors over at Premier Racing Setups and the Richard Murtaugh Racing Driving Academy. Don't forget to use the code Buckeye15 for 15% off a setup pack from Premier Racing Setups. Try them today. All right, starting lineup for our feature event. On the front row is going to be Mason Hannigan and Jack Burke. Row number 2 is going to be Jack Anderson and Trevor Royer. Row 3, Justin Osborne and Dean Reynolds. Row 4, Bowen Smith and Braden Donaldson. Then row 5 will be Caden Berry and Dakota Osborne. Row 6 will be Dustin Sargent and Scott Thomason. Row number 7 is going to be Stephen Metcalf and Ryan Sheet. Row 8, Richie Gaines and Willie Cuddy. Row number 9 will be Landon Cardoza and Brandon Matson. Row 10, Nick Larry and Ty Williams. Row number 11 is going to be Jimbo Rooney and Joseph Groom. That's going to be our 22-car starting grid for our feature here tonight. Tim, who's your driver to watch?
I am going to keep my eye on the return of Caden Berry.
Yeah, that is a fantastic pick. First race in this brand new season. You know, I'm going to keep my eye on Cardoza in the 121. Had some issues in the heat. Fought all the way up to the front of his B main. He's going to start towards the back of our feature here. He's got 25 laps to work his way to the front. That's enough time. Anything could happen here at the USA International Speedway. Everybody at home, let us know your drivers to watch here tonight. Hannigan, Burke on the front row. They shown speed last week. Hannigan with a strong night so far. Is he going to win? We're about to find out as the green flag is displayed. We are rocking and rolling for 25 laps at the USA International Speedway. Going to be side by side battling for the second spot. Jack Anderson and Jack Burke. Anderson with a great move using the bottom and letting the car slide up on the exit of 4, takes the second spot. That puts Jack Burke back to third. Trevor Royer holding steady in the 4th spot. A little bit of contact. He had to jump on the binders because he almost had major contact with Jack Burke in the 117. Looks like we might have one car bouncing off the outside wall. Maybe Braden Donaldson there, Tim, in the 94.
Yeah, it was Braden Donaldson, but he also had help from Dean Reynolds in the 79. Donaldson's all over that outside wall. He's hitting it again. I don't know if that car is going to be able to handle it. He's lost the top wing. The top wing is now back. iRacing doesn't know what it wants to decide. It's off again as Caden Berry slid up, made a slight contact with the 17 machine.
Yeah, Barry's trying to run the bottom. He says he always likes running down there. He's going to continue to do so as we get our first caution flag here tonight. Go back here and see what exactly happened. Looks like contact between Nick Larry and Jimbo Rooney as they kind of got tangled up in 1 and 2. The 27 and the 43, both cars nosed into the outside wall. Pretty heavy contact. You see the 11 machine of Groom working by on the inside. The 43 of Larry actually ends up on his lid. As we have, again, 3 laps complete. Lights already going out on the pace truck. It means we're going to get the 1-to-go signal. Hannigan, Anderson, Royer, Smith, the top 4. Barry and Burks should be 5th and 6th. 12 and the 17. Donaldson, Reynolds, 7th and 8th. So far for biggest movers, we have a couple. Ryan Sheet, Cardoza, both +4. Caden Berry right there as well at the +4 margin. Green flag back in the air. Mason Hannigan gets us back going. Oh, it's going to be 3 wide for second as be careful. The 24 of Anderson was really pinching the 112 of Barry, it looked like, but no harm, no foul. I don't think there was any contact made. Anderson retakes the second spot from Bowen Smith. The 012 a little bit further back. You got Royer and Burke side by side for the top 5 position. Go ahead, Tim.
They're 4, 5, almost 6 wide at one point through 3 and 4s. We got one around, half around is one does go fully around. That's the 116 of Ty Williams.
We're still under green. I'm keeping an eye on
trying
Williams.
to get it turned around. Just
Hannigan's going to work out a turn 2 down the back straightaway. Williams is stopped still on the inside of the back straightaway. Race control had to get the yellow flag thrown as Ty Williams was unable to get the ship righted. This is what started the calamity. There you see the 111, the 707 getting together, the 111 going to the outside wall. Ty Williams, no time and nowhere to go as he tried to lock it down and let everybody work their way by. And the car just spun around and he could not get the machine back righted. The yellow flag had to come out. Hannigan, Anderson, Barry, Smith, and Royer, the top 5. As Royer with a little bit of blinking. Then Jack Burke in position 6. Braden Donaldson, 7th. Dakota Osborne, 8th. Dean Reynolds, 9th. Justin Osborne in the 10th spot. Field is 2 by 2. Tim, how about you get us going for the restart?
alrighty. We're going to have Mason Hannigan lead the rest of this feature through 3 and 4. He's going to take his time as he fires away. You're going to see these drivers fan out going through turn 1. Caden Berry all the way to the bottom. He's about to take over second as he does. The first true battle is for 4th. It's going to be Bowen Smith, and it was Royer. Royer had a terrible run through 3 and 4. He's all over the place. He gets it going. They're 3 wide behind. That's going to be Braden Donaldson, Landon Cardoza, and the black and orange machine of
Owen Smith got spun down to the inside of the front straightaway as he is now stopped down there. That's going to bring the yellow flag. There was contact with Bowen Smith, I believe. Who was it? Maybe Jack Anderson in the 124.
Yes.
They made contact onto the front straightaway, and Bowen Smith went for a spin down to the inside. Kept it out of the inside wall. Wow, Cardoza made a little contact with Donaldson and almost got sent down into the O12 machine. Good heads-up racing there from Cardoza. all the rest of the field was able to work by Bowen Smith in the 012 machine. So no, I don't think he has any heavy damage to his race car. I think he's going to be able to get the ship righted and rejoin at the tail of the field in the 21st position. Still quite a bit to go in this one. Caden Berry up 7 spots. Landon Cardoza plus 10 so far. 17th to 7th is his run. Brandon Matson plus 8 and 21 machine. Solid run going for him as well. Tell you what, Tim, I think we got a battle brewing for the top spot. Hannigan and Berry now on the front row.
Yeah, but you got to wonder if Caden Berry likes that outside. We know that he loves the inside. As Mason Hannigan now fires away, he gets a good launch. It's going to allow Caden Berry to go right down to the bottom as the 124 fills in that spot. Caden Berry cannot run the bottom to its full potential, but he pulls up to the tail tank of our leader. He's going to roll all the way next to the inside wall, maybe wicked loose off the exit for Caden Berry. As the 124, again, Jack Anderson looks to the inside of Berry as he poofs for a quick second.
Here comes Cardoza up the middle.
Oh my goodness.
Donaldson in the outside wall. Really slow up there, going to bring it to a stop, and that's going to bring the yellow flag out for the 4th time. I think Donaldson had a case of getting into the outside wall and the right front letting go from the contact, as I believe it happened right there down the back straightaway. Donaldson gets into 3 and 4 using the middle line there, and yeah, he just lost steering. The right front was broke. He could not get the car going left at all. Good job, everybody behind Trevor Royer. Dakota Osborne there. There's Dean Reynolds working by on the inside. All the rest of the drivers was able to work around without any major incident. Donaldson waited for everybody to get by and headed into the pit area. Donaldson was able to get his quick repair and rejoin. Still a lot of time left in this one, folks. As I think the 121 machine Cardoza is slowly but surely working his way to the front. He's now in the top 5. Just behind Jack Burke there. Showing a lot of speed. Matson plus 9. He's up to position 9 as well. Single file restart. We are back underway. And it's now 12 laps complete. 3 wide for a moment. Jack Anderson is able to hold on to the 3rd spot. Then Jack Burke, Cardoza in the 5th spot. Then you got Dakota Osborne looking to the inside of Trevor Royer. That's a battle for position 6. Here comes Matson. Oh, he gives the boot to Dakota Osborne down the front straightaway. He spins to a stop at the inside. In the grass, is he going to be able to flip the car around? And does, but stopped on the front straightaway, maybe looking for a yellow flag, and he's going to get it. Just past the halfway point, yellow flag number 5 waves. I believe Scott Thomason had another issue.
Both Osbornes were collected in that incident.
Oh, yeah, we had another separate spin. Scott Thomason in the 14 of Justin Osborne. Pretty heavy contact for Justin in the 14 in Thomason. So the three cars involved there. It wasn't just Dakota spinning. And with Justin Osborne, no steering, he could not get the car turned back the right direction. So yellow flag had to be displayed there.
Well, I know what I'm curious about. If that 6th place runner currently of Trevor Royer goes back up to the outside and just absolutely shreds it.
Oh, I think it's a good possibility. I mean, 25 laps is a long time here at USA, so anything is possible. That's for sure. Madsen has fought his way forward now into position 7. Is that 21 machine right in front of the 6 of Thomason. Hannigan still holding the lead for now, as he's going to have to fight through another restart. We get the green flag. Back underway. Hannigan, Berry, and then it's 3 wide between Jack Anderson, Jack Burke, and Landon Cardoza. Anderson prevails on the outside, but Burke closes in. Anderson goes to the inside, Burke goes to the outside, Cardoza to the inside, and Royer up on the cushion as we get 10 laps to go. As Caden Berry is going to maybe take a peek on, oh, we got a car spinning, I think. That was Cardoza. And the 21 was able to get the car going back straight. We're going to remain under green flag conditions, but he's fallen back into the 12th spot. Up front, about 2 car lengths separate Mason Hannigan and Caden Berry now. Jack Anderson and Jack Burke battle for the final podium position as Trevor Royer with a great run down the back straightaway looks at the inside in 3 and 4, Tim.
Yeah, Trevor Royer all the way to the inside. He's looking to complete the pass on the 17 machine of Jack Burke. He also looks to pass the 24 of Jack Anderson, but we have a yellow. Somewhere in turn 4, it looks like Joseph Groom is fleeing the scene.
Yeah, Groom entered really low. I think he made a little contact with the inside wall, slid way up the racetrack right in front of Nick Leary in the 43, and then both cars into the outside catch fence pretty hard and went up and over. A 2-car incident here on lap number 17. Mason Hannigan has been strong so far tonight and has been able to run the inside to his advantage and has kept Caden Berry at bay behind him for now. We've seen Jack Anderson in the 124 like to run the outside. Jack Burke has seemed to use the middle quite a bit, and Trevor Royer has went down low and up top. But if you're Hannigan, you got to keep eyes forward and keep running your lines as smooth as you can be and let the drivers behind you try and get around you. You don't want to start mirror driving at this juncture as we get back underway with now 7 laps to go. Both Hannigan and Berry use the inside. Anderson up around the cushion, but 7/10 of a second back. Now Hannigan is going to go up to the outside and open up the inside to Caden Berry, as Caden Berry had a great run. On the bottom through 3 and 4 as Hannigan tries to cut him off into 1, and Berry was there on the inside as they fight really hard on the inside through 1 and 2. Hannigan back to the advantage for now. I don't think he's going to make that mistake again, Tim. Oh, more contact.
taking a sip of water. You got to stay hydrated as the time is winding down. You got to get aggressive here. Hold on to your position to try and stay on the offense instead of defense. You start playing some defense, you're going to lose some time here.
Yeah.
As Caden Berry has closed the gap to the leader as well.
Uh-oh, I hear somebody into the wall, but we're still under green flag conditions for now. Third, fourth, and fifth, single file up around the cushion. But Hannigan and Berry has worked the inside as we get the yellow flag with 3 laps to go. Looks like Joseph Groom made heavy contact with the outside wall down the front straightaway. And as he went slowly into turn number 1, maybe lost steering on his machine as he came to rest right there at the exit of the pit lane, right in front of the leaders. So leaders did not want to have to try to avoid that, so the yellow flag was displayed. Well, Tim, if you're Mason Hannigan in the 22, you do not want to leave the bottom open for Caden Berry there.
No, you don't, but at the same time, you've been making some really good ground up down there, and you've seen how these cars have just been able to just roll off the bottom with so much momentum and speed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the bottom is crazy. I think right now it is the line to be running, as we do get the 1 to go signal. Hannigan, Berry, Anderson, Burke, and Royer, the top 5. It all comes down to this, a 2-lap shootout for the win in round number 2. What's Hannigan going to do on the restart here? Going to lead the field around the outside, gets the jump, we're back underway. Does Hannigan go low? He is going to block the bottom and run down low. Couple car lengths in front of Berry. Berry really gets through 1 and 2 a lot better than Hannigan, as there's a car length separating those two into turn 3. Now Berry, he's going to look up the racetrack to see if he can find any pace up there. Hannigan gets the white flag, 1 lap to go. Hannigan going to stay low. Berry going to work the outside through 1 and 2 to try to get some momentum build up. Oh my goodness, what happens for the final time through 3 and 4? Hannigan down low, Berry up high. Down the front straightaway, Mason Hannigan holds on for the victory over Caden Berry, and Jack Anderson will be the final podium position tonight. Jack Burke, Landon Cardozo was able to make it back up to 5th there in the final couple of laps. Plus 12 on the night, Jimbo Rooney plus 10, so 2 good runs from those drivers. Tim, what a fantastic finish between Mason Hannigan and Caden Berry.
Yeah, just an awesome showing out of them. Just not, you can't ask for much more than that.
Absolutely. Yeah, what a great night of racing here with the Regal Promotions Esports 360 Sprint cars. We're going to roll right into driver interviews here tonight. Going to try to start things off with our 3rd place finisher whenever he is available. That would be Jack Anderson. See one of the drivers available for their interviews. Our 2nd place runner. There's our winner. Just waiting to see if Jack Anderson is available. There he is as well. All right, let's get things started. Hey, Jack, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep. What's up, guys?
Man, what a night of racing here at the USA International Speedway. You had a fantastic run tonight. You started in the top three in the feature. You finished in the top three in the feature. Had to battle off Jack Burke. Cardoza was up there. Caden Berry was working through the field. What was it like just trying to hold on? And I know the track slicked off, and a lot of people moved down low. Some stayed up high. Where were you most comfortable at?
I was really trying to make the top work because there for a little bit early in the race, I felt like I was a little bit faster than Mason, but his car was better there late. I mean, I feel like I should have made a couple adjustments because at the end the cushion got super choppy, and couldn't really run it fluent all the way around without the front end and the whole right side of the car just bouncing, and then I'd almost knocked down the fence. Then I tried the bottom. It was good for a little bit there, and 1 and 2 for me at least. I know those guys were making it work really good, but yeah, I just couldn't get the power down on exit. Like I was really trying to pedal the thing, and I just couldn't keep the tires under it for some reason. I kept pulling the wing back, and I got it to like 3 or 4, and I didn't feel like pulling it back anymore because I know I wouldn't be able to run anywhere else but the bottom, and I didn't know if it would work. So yeah, it sucks. I mean, last season here we won with actually Caden right behind me, kind of the same way Mason just beat Caden. Caden's kind of had some tough luck here. I mean, he's ran second boat 2 years in a row, to my knowledge, but he's been super close and definitely faster in the last couple laps because he's faster than me last year, and yeah, a little bit faster than Mason, I think, there at the end. So Caden and Mason are gonna be tough to beat all year. I just gotta remember to stay consistent, and it's a long point season.
It absolutely is. Tim, you have anything?
Yeah, the track changed a few times. Were there any wake up moments to you like, hey, you got to move where you got to be?
Well, there at the end there, whenever Jack was really starting to put the pressure on me, yeah, he was really putting the pressure on, and I started running that kind of a baby diamond line in 1 and 2, coming down to where there's still a little bit of lightness on exit, because I knew I wasn't be able to get the power down in the bottom of 1 and 2. I know I can run in 3 and 4, but I just didn't know how fast I'd be. So yeah, moved up, started running the diamond line, driving it in there as hard as I could on the cushion, because I know I could get into the corner fine. Just on exit, it was getting so rough, so I know I couldn't put the power down because the cushion was definitely still there. But I feel like if I made some adjustments, I could have been able to run the top, and I think I could have pulled off a W there. But after last week, that crapshoot for me, it was just a catastrophic week last week. Besides the past 2 laps, I went from 14th to 7th. So, I mean, in the last 8 laps, went from 22nd to 7th at Volusia. So, I mean, I'm just trying to stay consistent for points. Had a decent qualifying effort again tonight. I think I've qualified inside the top 10 both weeks so far. I just got to keep her going. I made a team change this past week to Aero Simsport. Yeah, Ashton, he has me on rails now. I felt like I was struggling where I was, but nothing against those guys. Those guys are all awesome people. But yeah, Aero Sim Sport, Gage Stevens Designs. Yeah, this thing was an absolute ripper tonight.
It for sure was, Jack. Well, before we let you go, I know you talked about a little bit of the team stuff. Anybody else you need to thank tonight?
Yeah, yeah, like I said, Aero Sim Sport, that thing was an absolute ripper. Felt super. Yeah, the stats are really off the chart here for me now. I feel a lot better. Ashton Mueller Racing, Mueller Built Setups, Jocko Sprint Parts, getting Gage Stevens Designs. Yeah, this thing was an absolute ripper tonight.
All right, Jack. We're going to let you go celebrate that top 3 finish tonight.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
You as well. All right, that was our 3rd place finisher. Let's talk to our 2nd place finisher tonight, Mr. Caden Berry. Hey, Caden, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Man, I tell you what, you and Mason put on a heck of a show. There may be some cat and mouse games up front there. There was a little bit of contact between the both of y'all, and you both were really good on the bottom. We know you're really good on the bottom always, and it looks like Mason 1 lap down there in 3 and 4 ran the top and opened up the bottom for you, and you were right there into 1, and I don't know how Mason was able to block off that move. Is that was 1 point of contact between you two. Kind of go through that a little bit, and the last couple laps we saw you try to move up top and find something.
Yeah, no, I mean, the top was kind of, I mean, it was decent in the beginning, but the cushion was just like super weird. Like, you'd bounce up there a lot, and it was pretty easy to bike her up and probably, put her in the fence and probably be done for the race. But no, I mean, the bottom is pretty good. We hit it really good, especially when he, didn't run the bottom that lap, that time around. And I knew with him doing that, it would definitely open it up for me, really well. And I was there, there to pull up alongside him, but he messed up really bad coming out of 4, and I just completely got out of the gas. I didn't want to get cleaned out, but it was really crazy, and obviously both of us fighting for the bottom. I had him again going in, and we're just getting chopped in and just getting hit. So not much you can do there. I guess next time we'll come back stronger and run him harder. But no, I mean it was a fun race, and we'll be back.
Absolutely, Caden. Tim, you have anything for him?
Yeah, Caden, the dominant line tonight looked like the inside. Uh, was there any indication of this coming into tonight? Did you think that it was gonna be inside dominant?
Yes and no. I know, a lot of the times when it gets slick, it can definitely be very, bottom dominant. But honestly, after running the top, after the checkered, when me and Mason ran the top together, honestly, I think if I went up there and fully, instead of running the slider line that I did, I actually feel like if I rode the top the whole way around, I actually think I could have definitely got him and maybe, able to chop him going into 3 and protect the slider. I think the top was really good in 1 and 2 there after the checkered when we both tried it there. I think we were just both too nervous to get up there, obviously, as we knew that the cushion was pretty technical. So, but no, after trying that, I think I could have definitely thrown him something. And like I said, possibly chop him going into 3 and protect the slider, and we could have been out on top here. But it's all good. You can't win them all, and now we had a really good comeback here, coming back and getting second first time back, and now it feels really good, and happy that we got second.
Yeah, for sure, Caden. Before we let you go tonight, anybody you need to thank for the effort?
Yep. First and foremost, got to give all glory to God. Got to thank my mom and dad, my nana and grandpa, my grandmother Cece, my Grammy Ryder, TJ, Tim and Kevin, my sponsors, Granite State Blacktoppers, Juice Powder Coating, CRC, ZMAX, Driven to Save Lives, Victory Fuel, Turnaround Graphics, Ryder Family Sawmill, John Bear's Legacy Racing, and got to thank you guys for putting on the show.
Certainly appreciate the kind words, Caden. We'll let you celebrate your first top 3 of the season here tonight.
Thank you.
Again, that was our second place finisher, Caden Berry. Well, I was going to try to get a word in with Mason Hannigan, but I do not see Mason available to talk to here tonight. I thought I saw him, but I don't see him currently. Keep an eye out here in the next 30 or so seconds. Upcoming for us on the Buckeye Racing Network, tomorrow night we're going to be live with the Southern Racing Association Pro Late Model Division in the next race of, I think, race number 4 already in that season. Upcoming for Regal Promotions Esports next Monday night, March 17th, starting at 7 p.m. It's going to be round number 3 of the 305 Sprint Car Series. Going to be at the Lanier National Speedway. 30 laps in the 305 division. That's a fixed set. Then, of course, at 8:15 Eastern Time, it's going to be round 3 of the 360 Sprint Car division. And the winner of that race gets free entry into the Shamrock 100 event. Again, that's going to be a 35-lap feature for the 360s open setups. That's going to be live right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. The 305s will be live on the Regal Promotions Esports channel. And speaking of the Shamrock 100 event, that'll be next Thursday, March the 20th at 8:30. And that's going to be round number 1 of the Dirt Late Models Series. A $300 top 5-point fund available in that one. The first event, the Shamrock 100, will be at the Cedar Lake Speedway. A 100-lap feature, open setup, super late models. A minimum of $150 to win that event and $20 for 10th place. A $20 entry fee, and that's going to be live over on Right Rear Racing. Again, still unfortunate. Don't see Mason Hannigan available for an interview here tonight. Do want to give a big shout out to him for bringing home the checkered flag and winning here tonight at the USA International Speedway. Well, Tim, as we start to wrap things up from USA here tonight. Any takeaways from you?
Just I don't have any takeaways. Just a fantastic night of racing. Hopefully this continues.
Absolutely. A great crop of drivers, around 30 entered here tonight, and expect that throughout the rest of the season. That's going to do it for us tonight. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.